Hello guys and welcome to another video in my channel. My name is Sebastian Cavazzoli and today we've got a time-lapse of a stream I did sculpting on Twitch. So I sculpt a stream on Twitch in Spanish and sometimes in Portuguese depending on the viewers, but I don't stream in English, so I think it's fair if I record that stream and I upload it here speaking in English. So this stream was about creating the guy here from Fall Guys, that game that everybody's playing right now. I saw everybody playing and I found it like really fun watching it, so I decided to buy it and play that same day, I think it was, that I started sculpting this character default skin. And yeah, I like it really much, and when I played I saw a lot of skins that this game has, and I thought like, okay, it would be really great to create some skins on my Twitch channel, like streaming this. It would be really fun because the skins are really fun in this game. So what I did was, starting with the base model, the default guy, I streamed that guy first. So here in this video we're going to see all the time-lapse of that sculpt. So after I got this main skin, this default model, I can create any skin of the game on top of this guy with no problem. Okay, so I did this in ZBrush instead of Blender, that's the main software I use, because I didn't want to lose my experience with ZBrush. I think it's a really cool program. I really like ZBrush, so yeah, I think it's cool to practice sometimes and yeah, switch softwares just for fun and to not lose the practice I have, right? Because if I stop using ZBrush for a long time, I'm sure I'm gonna lose a lot this practice and it's not gonna be cool, right? So yeah, and also to vary the content of the channel, the streams, and for guys that want to see how how my workflow is in ZBrush instead of Blender, I don't know, I think it's cool. So all these series of these skins we're gonna create for this game, Fall Guys, I'm gonna do this all in ZBrush, okay? So don't expect a Blender video about this. And yeah, as I said, I really like ZBrush. It's an awesome software. I feel super comfortable working with it. I'm a bit slower in the blocking phase with this software, especially because creating the meshes that I start with isn't so fast for me as I do it in Blender, right? In Blender I'm used to just press some hotkeys and I have already the mesh I wanted, and I can edit that in edit mode super fast and get it rolling already in the sculpt mode when I want. And here in ZBrush it's a little bit slower. I create a appended sphere, then that sphere I go and I initialize and I create a cube, I don't know, whatever shape I want, and then if I have to model something with ZModeler, it's a nightmare, right? Not a nightmare, but it's much slower than doing that in Blender, at least for me, right? Because I'm used to Blender, and when you're used to Blender, you know that you can press 3 buttons and you have already what you wanted, right? So I had a really fun time sculpting this guy, and you will see later on the skin I made the day after. I am recording this after I created the first skin, so I know you should know that I already created a skin, and I really liked the way it looks. So yeah, that's why we are going to create some more here for the channel and to have fun, right? The most important thing about creating characters, about sculpting, it's not the software, it's not the technique, it's not, I don't know, the tools you use, the buttons you click. It's about having fun, right? If you don't have fun sculpting and creating characters and doing this kind of stuff with art, I can't find any excuses for doing this if you don't like it. So the most important thing, guys, is to enjoy this, to enjoy the whole process and have fun. So the most difficult part for me for this guy was the hands. Man, this guy seems so simple that sometimes I get scared with simple models. I mean, I usually get scared with all the models before I start sculpting them. I don't know why this happens to me, but I'm sure I'm not the only one. I mean, you are not the only one if you experience this same thing, because it also happens to me. I get really scared. I think I won't get it, even if it's super simple. And in fact, if it's super simple, I get more scared because I don't know why I have some trouble creating these kind of simple guys. I think it's more difficult to me, and I thought the other day, I was thinking like, why is this happening to me with these simple characters? And I think it's like, if it's so simple, it's easier to detect that it's wrong, right? And if it's a character full of, I don't know, details and stuff, it's harder to see where you missed, right? So I think, yeah, it's harder to create simple guys to look cool than complex guys to look cool, right? So yeah, that's my thought here. And yeah, with the hands, I had a lot of trouble, but in the end I liked the result we got, so it was a nice practice. So you see me here remeshing the feet, and this was the second part I had some trouble with because the reference I got wasn't cool enough. I couldn't see exactly how this feet worked, so I needed to grab a better reference. And as it's an existing model, you should like try to create it as accurate as possible, because yeah, it already exists in 3D, right? I don't usually create models that already exist in 3D. I create models based on concept art, so I can play around with the look of the character. But when it's a 3D model that it's already created, that I don't recommend you guys doing this. I just did this for fun, actually, because I really liked these models. And yeah, I didn't have that liberty that I have when I create a concept art. So then I tried to get a better reference, and I entered the game, as you can see here. I started taking screenshots of the game, like, because I didn't know I could turn around the guy. But then, as you can see, I found out how to do it, and yeah, I took the best screenshots I could. And now with these screenshots, I didn't have any excuse. But lucky for me, I got to understand much better how the model worked, as I had a much better reference there. So as I always say, guys, reference is everything. Don't ever try to sculpt without reference, because it actually helps a lot, a whole lot. So yeah, even with the reference, you see me here struggling with the hand and the feet, but yeah, the reference helped me a lot. So once I get the T-pose right, I decide to pose this guy using the transpose tool. No, I'm lying, the gizmo. And yeah, I colored this guy. So yeah, first I colored this guy up to see better the reference, and then I start posing it. And yeah, I just mask the part I want to pose, and I move it and rotate it with that gizmo tool, and then I correct with the sculpt brushes. And you can see here I had another problem with the hand, that it was that I couldn't find the right pose for the hand. And then I realized that I was using the references that I took in game, that the guy was animated when I took that reference. So the guy was moving around. So each reference I got had a different pose for the hand. So every time I looked at the other reference, it looked really different. So until I realized that, I was struggling a lot. And then when I saw this, I said, okay, I'm gonna focus on one reference only, and I'm gonna leave it like that. And this is the final result, guys, for this Fall Guys character, default character, and expect to see more of these guys soon in my YouTube channel. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you can follow me, the links are in the description, Twitch also, and everything also, okay? So thank you guys a lot for watching this video, and I will see you soon on the next one.